right, and welcome to the Three Damn Dudes podcast. I think we're episode 24? I think so.
Maybe. Sounds right.
Episode 24. I think 23 was with Brett, and that was last week. Numbers are hard.
Think so. Yeah.
And counting, I only have 10 fingers and toes, so I can really only count to 20. 21 if the wind blows too hard. But that's a joke for our male listeners. Yeah, so I'm super happy to be here. I feel like I definitely needed this tonight. And I mean, honestly, I feel like I need this every week. So I just want to say that I appreciate you guys for showing up every week and carving this time out and chatting with the boys. It means more than I will
thanks.
probably it means more than I'll probably ever tell you guys for real to me. So thanks, guys.
You woke me up from my nap. Still a little salty.
That's another thing we need to talk. We're going to talk about that, Mr. Man. But before we get into that, what is everybody drinking tonight? Gavin, you go first.
Pretty sure you can fucking guess by now.
Ooh, let me guess.
What?
Oh, damn, you showed me.
Yep.
Water.
Fucking good old Miller Lite. At least I'm not drinking like a fucking pint of milk. So.
Or a pint of pineapple juice. What kind of fucking
coffee creamer?
Listen, you ought to try that coffee creamer life hack.
Turns out you can get all of your calories in 10 seconds if you chug a bottle of coffee creamer. The fitness Instagrammers don't want you to know this one simple hack.
If you want to bulk up, this is what you do.
Jeez. Jimmy, what are you drinking?
I got a little bit of nature's nectar going on over here. Dude, I've been fucking with Aldi lately. For like $6, you can get a whole ass thing of pineapple juice. And I love pineapples and hi beads. And yeah, it's good as fuck, dude. It's like legitimately pineapple juice too. Like I don't think there's any bullshit in it. Because I've also been trying really, really hard to cut out all the bullshit. Like I use an app that tells me if there's bullshit and stuff, and like I scan everything and like I'm trying really hard to just get out of that, and this is pretty good for you. It's just straight up pineapple juice. There's no preservatives, there's no artificial flavors. It's
you
good.
Just become a health nut overnight.
I wouldn't say overnight, and I wouldn't say health nut, but I definitely just wherever I can, I'm trying to cut the bullshit out. If I could, I would just go back to eating straight up meat all the time, but as a family man, it's really hard. When I was single, I used to be able to just eat venison every day and not complain because boy dinners are great.
Hell yeah.
But it turns out kids and women don't like boy dinners. So I can't really do that anymore.
Aren't 75% of the children that you claim boys?
I would say all of them are, except for my ex-wife's daughter.
Do you not claim that one anymore?
Kind of, but no, but
all right, fair. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So aren't 100% of the children that you claim boys?
Yeah. Yeah,
that stand menacingly in their doorway with a diaper full of Duke.
They're not. Kids these days fucking suck, man, when it comes to eating. like I'm gonna make a wild statement about my kids. When it comes to strictly about eating, I hate them because they're terrible about it. Fucking picky ass little shits. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I had to eat stuff. Like, I had to eat home cooked meals and legit shit. Whereas fucking my kids will starve. Like, you can be like, all right, well, that's dinner. And they're like, all right, well, I ain't eating. See you,
Well,
see you at
that's
breakfast. Yeah.
that's the thing. If they get hungry enough, they'll eat. You know
That's what
why
you
we
that's what you
eat?
think. But the thing is, Gavin, is when they get hungry, they just become dicks and they become your problem and they start misbehaving more. And it's like, ugh, and they'll break you. They're
Well, that's the thing. Like
fucking
when
terrible.
we were kids, reason why we ate all the fucking bullshit, because it was either you eat or you don't eat, or you eat or you get fucking beat. Like those were the options. So you ate what was in front of you, or you got your ass kicked.
I have
But
tried
parents don't do that nowadays.
I have tried that. It doesn't work too well. Other That was weird. My monitor just turned on and off. It hasn't worked. I've tried fear. I've tried bribery. Um I've tried positive reinforcement. I got close, but I didn't have anything defrosted. My son finally came and asked me if he could have deer meat, but I didn't have any defrosted and ready to go. And so the next day when I did, he was like, "No, I'm over that. Appreciate it though." Because he was
Damn.
like, "Dad, I want to get big and strong. You got any deer meat?" And I looked at him and I had like a Hank Hill moment. Like I was so proud. Yeah. That's the best thing anybody's ever said to me, and I go to make it the next day and he was like, "No, I'm good. Thanks. I'll have my fucking chicken fries, please."
I don't want to be big and strong anymore, Dad.
Right. Um, we'll get there.
Yeah. So 3 things. Aldi, not a sponsor. 2, Nature's Nectar, also not a sponsor. And 3, Weller, also not a sponsor. Also, what I'm fucking drinking tonight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Generally I don't afford bottles like this. But I did a whiskey and cigar night with a couple of guys that are still in that I was in with. And in true fashion, my buddy Ryan brought over a jar of moonshine,
Shit.
and my buddy Alex brought that's what they brought to leave. My buddy Alex brought this bottle of Weller Special Reserve, and it is fucking dangerous. It's so good, but it's dangerous. I was reminded that wet wood does not combust easily. I made all of my scoutmasters very upset by not being able to efficiently start a fire. So I'll admit that. I'll own it. Turns out you should cover your wood if it's gonna rain for 6.5 fucking days straight. Otherwise, it doesn't catch on fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, another example, like I talked about, right at the tippy top. Um, I also needed that. Just the time to fucking go outside, drink some fucking bourbon, smoke a cigar, sit by a fire, and just bullshit with the boys for like 2 fucking hours. Like, you need that sometimes. And it's important to carve that fucking time out. Otherwise, we go crazy. And then we're just stuck waiting until fucking deer season. And that's still a long time away. Even though it's only like 3.5 months away. It's still forever fucking away.
It was a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the note of deer season, my wife was driving back to the house and saw a dead deer on the side of the road, like real close to the house. So like one of the deer that I had consistently had on trail camera, which I was nervous about because I've got a bachelor group of bucks, and thankfully it looks like the biggest buck that I had on trail cam made it through the season, and he's still around, so that's exciting. But I asked her, I'm like, hey, was it a buck or a doe? Which was a loaded question because you can't really tell what the fuck is what when you're driving 50 miles an hour past it in fucking June. That's not how that works. She's like, I didn't see any antlers, and I'm like, yeah, well, you fucking wouldn't. I'm like, was it like real reddish or was it like getting kind of like sandy tan? She's like, it was pretty red and it looked pretty fat, but if you didn't see it in the morning when you left, then it just got hit. So it's pretty fat because it's probably about to drop a fawn, not because it's fucking bloated already. So we ended up driving past it later, and I'm like, that deer's not that fat, and that's definitely a doe. And I realized that it was super red, like super early season, like that copper coat almost. And then I felt a massive weight lift off my shoulders because that was not one of the pregnant does that I'm waiting to drop fawns. And I'm super fucking excited because they should drop in the next couple weeks, and I should have dopey ass little spotted fucks running around in front of my trail cams because they're congregating pretty consistently in the spot where they dropped fawns last year. And honestly, this time of year is my favorite fucking time of year to give a shit about deer because it's just fucking cool. Like, there's something about watching like day old fawns on trail cams just fucking derp around. It's like, hell yeah, dude. I'm super excited for it. And if I need to switch my cameras to video mode, but if I get those videos, then you guys will see them.
Nice.
On the note of wildlife and stuff, I fed a bird right out of my hand, sitting in my front yard. So I was sitting out by the playset, and I'm sitting next to Jenna, and my son is in the Wonderfold wagon because he's not allowed to roam on his own yet because, ticks are a thing. And I've got my hand out, and I've got goldfish in my hand, and he's just picking them out. And we're in this like mesh enclosed like pop-up canopy type thing. And my daughter sees this, and she starts flapping her wings like a goddamn bird. She goes, Dad, say birds are allowed in the tent. And I'm like, okay, birds are allowed in the tent. She like flaps her fucking wings to get in there and then gets like right up to my hand like this. And she looks at me and looks at my hand and looks at me and goes, haha, the bird's hungry. And just headbutts the fuck out of it. Goldfish everywhere. There's like one stuck to the corner of her mouth, and she's like, ah! Gets it with her tongue and goes, that's how birds eat. And then just fucking flaps her arms and runs off. And I'm like, fucking what? And I look at my wife and she's like, yeah, no, that's your kid. You have done this. You did that. That's yours.
That one is kind of your own fault because
Yeah.
holy shit, like a feral ass child.
Yeah. She also is at the point now where in normal conversation, she doesn't understand that pauses to think about what you're going to say next are okay. So she feels the need to fill the gaps when no one is talking with words. And the word that she has chosen to fill the gaps with is And I didn't realize how much of a fucking pet peeve that was. But oh my God. Holy shit. It's like, Ridley, how was your day? It was, it was, it was good. Or fucking what?
Jesus.
Or child, what did you just do? What happened in your little fucking brain right now? So that's a super fun thing. You can tell when she's thinking because she is umming out fucking loud. But that's enough about that child. Let's talk about my other child, the 1-year-old, who apparently has a special unspoken bond with my dog Tripoli. So my 1-year-old Barrett, he still sits in like the countertop kid seat thing. The problem is he has realized that he can reach over to the front of the tray and like pull himself over to look straight down. And that's where the fucking dog's always at. Because a small child learning how his hands fucking work doesn't always get it right. So shit's always flying off the tray, and my 2 furry vacuum cleaners are always there to clean up immediately. Well, I watched Barrett realize that Trip was right in front of him. And we do these like little spoon meals, think of like factor meals, but for babies. He grabs a handful of whatever the hell is on his tray, picks it up, looks at it, looks at the dog, and just goes, just fucking yeets it. And Trip, being the good girl that she is, starts wagging her tail, just looking. And as soon as the hand lets go of the food, she kicks it into like zoomies on meth that also did a massive mountain of fucking cocaine before. I don't think any of it actually touched the ground. And he had like a big fucking handful for a 1-year-old. I was impressed and then kind of mad. So that is the unspoken bond that Barrett and Trip have. And I think that's super important. I just hope he doesn't turn into the kid when he's trying to fucking think and tell me that his day was good.
I hope that sticks around just so it annoys the fuck out of you.
I hope you fuck all the way off. So Jimmy, throwback to your recap. Beads, you got something to add? No? Okay. Throwback to your recap from last week. I almost had a shit explosion in the house. Ridley, the almost 4-year-old,
Oh god.
still sleeps in a pull-up. And she's like an every other day duker, and she gets that from me. And generally when she dukes, she fucking man shits. Like it I don't understand it. Like that kid eats fucking fiber and she still shits like a man. Which reminds me of something else I have to talk about.
God.
Dude, I am full of fucking recaps tonight. So Ridley sleeps in a pull-up. She normally pees throughout the night. She's not at the point yet where she'll get up and go to the bathroom. And for everybody not listening, Beads is on Jimmy's lap, infatuated with not fucking being there anymore. And unfortunately for Mr. Jimmy, the closest thing to Beads' little fucking mischief hands are Jimmy's headphones. So that's a super fun thing to watch going on in the background. But after Ridley had completely pissed her pull-up full, there was, as you put it, no absorbency left. She shitted. And it wasn't like a super, super messy one, but it was messy enough that like she gets up and she's like, I gotta go potty. And I'm like, you gotta go or you already went. And she's like, I already went. I pooped. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. There's gonna be a log in the pull-up. I'll just take it off carefully. There was in fact a log. But she was cooking a shit stew. It was fucking soupy. And I immediately flashed back to the shit explosion story from last week and started giggling to myself while trying to take her fucking pull-up off. And naturally, she's at the point where she wants to do everything. Like, she wants to help. She's like, I can do it. Just let me do it. And then she's going to go touch the boat, and then a diver's going to take her. But anyways, she starts like, undoing the one side and then like pinching it so I can hold them together but not have them still Velcroed. And she, like lightning fast, is over there trying to rip off the other fucking side. And while I'm laughing, I see this and I'm like, stop! Don't fucking touch that. do not touch your fucking pull-up. I swear to God, you'll sleep outside for a week. Don't fucking touch it. And she freezes and she starts to like do the little lip quiver. And I'm like, just don't move, or you're going to clean up all of the shit that ends up on the floor. I get it off, and I walk it into the room with the diaper genie, put it in there, and she's just standing there with her shit-covered ass, not knowing what the fuck to do because she doesn't want to sleep outside for a week. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. All right, do you have any more potty? Anything else coming out? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, so I gotta grab the toilet paper to start wiping, and then realize to my horror that it has already mostly dried. I'm like, sick. Okay, don't move. Just do nothing but breathe. So I get the baby wipes and clean that whole fucking catastrophe of shit up. And as soon as I get done, she's like, thanks, Dad. I have to go potty now. I'm like, okay, get on the potty. Get on the potty and go. So yeah, I thought I was good at playing mind games after 11 years in the Marine Corps. And granted, I got pretty good at them. Explain to me why this fucking 3-year-old came out of the womb better than me at mind games. It's not fucking fair. And I pray to God she is never a staff NCOIC in the Marine Corps. Because she's going to catch so many fucking charges. All right, I think I'm done venting about my kids. I had an intrusive thought the other day, boys. Gavin, you know how when you get a vasectomy, you've got to go for the consult and they try to scare you out of it, more or less, and they'll let you ask the questions and like, hey, it's gonna come out the same. Everything still does the same thing. There's just no, you're not gonna,
There's no swimmers. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's swimming in there.
We'll say my consult, they didn't try to fucking scare me or anything. They're just like, dude, you want to do this? Yeah. I'm like, the youngest guy we've had in here so far. Hell yeah, man. Like, that was it. He was a cool dude. I didn't get the whole, like, big scary speech or anything.
I didn't either. I think that's more of a while you're still in, depending on where you're at when you're still in type thing. So, Jimmy, this intrusive thought only applies to you. So whenever you do go in to get your shit snipped, and they give you the opportunity to ask questions,
Okay.
I need you to ask the doc with a straight face if it's going to taste any different after the procedure.
Oh my God.
Because they're going to run through it like, don't worry, it's still going to come out. It's going to feel the same. The consistency is the same. And as soon as they're done with that, like, practice rant, you go, yeah, but is it going to taste the same? And just see what fucking happens.
Sounds like something I'd do.
I need you to do it. So I need you to commit to getting fixed, and I need you to commit to asking that question.
I don't know if I'm going to commit to getting fixed yet.
Do it.
We'll see.
Do it.
Yeah, that's fair. The last thing in my recap. So I went and got the oil change in the car after work today. I went to my buddy's shop, my old neighbor's, the shop that he works at. So, I go in, I'm bullshitting with the guy at the front desk for like an hour. Dude's back there doing the oil. And they get done, and my buddy's son also works there, but he wasn't there yet. So I look at the dude at the front desk. I'm like, hey, when's he supposed to show up? He's like, he should be here in like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, cool. I'm going to go take a shit. Because I want to, say, hey, when he gets here, and then I'll fuck off and drive home. I made the mistake today at lunch of getting Wish.com Panda Express.
The fuck is that?
It's Panda Express from what's describable as only slightly better than a military chow hall. So
Gross.
Wish.com Panda
Yeah.
Express.
Okay. Fair.
I should have known because every other time it has fucked my stomach up. And as promised, it fucked my stomach up again. So I go in there to take a shit, and I realize it's one of those shits that reminds you why that's an exit only. Um so I go to flush and I realize that everything in the bowl was gone, but it didn't actually flush. So I realized immediately that I had clogged the toilet. I also realized immediately that my buddy's kid, the lowest man on the totem pole in the shop, is the one that has to clean the shitter. So I walk out, and the guy at the front desk sitting next to the owner of the shop, who I'm pretty decent friends with, and the owner Aaron looks at me and he goes, "Fuck, you're still here? You've been done for like 20 minutes." I'm like, "Yeah, I had to take a shit because Hunter's got to clean the bathroom," and he's like, "Ha, nice." So he walks, pokes his head in the back where all the guys are, and he's like, "Hey, Hunter, somebody clogged the toilet up front." I didn't fucking say anything when I walked out other than what I told you I said. He was fucking with Hunter. He had no idea that what he said was absolutely fucking true. So I just kept my fucking mouth shut. I got in my car and I left. About 10 minutes down the road, I get a text from the dude that sits at the front desk, and he goes, "Hey man, did you know you actually clogged the shitter?" I'm like, "No, whoop, my bad, man. Had no idea. Everything went away." So he sends me a picture of Hunter standing in the bathroom looking out. It's like a single stall, like it's a one shitter bathroom. So doors open, he's standing in there looking at the bowl, just flipping me the bird. And I just respond with like LOL or some shit. And the next fucking picture I get is Hunter and his dad, my old neighbor, both standing in the fucking bathroom, except my old neighbor has the fucking plunger and is fighting this goddamn toilet. Oh, and I just responded again with LOL. So, I owe some people some apologies. Aaron, I'm sorry about your toilet. Hunter, I'm not sorry. That was funny. LJ, I'm sorry that you had to do Hunter's job and unclog the toilet. Oh shit, and that is my recap. I feel like I've talked a lot. I'm gonna shut the fuck up for a little bit.
Very well. I don't really have much in terms of recap. I haven't really been doing anything. Nothing's fucking been going on. Just aside from dealing with the VA and their bullshit. I mean, I think I've had like 3 appointments in the span of 2 weeks that have all either been fucking canceled or rescheduled. And usually they're not too bad about, doing the rescheduling. They're like, yeah, we fucking scheduled these months in advance. We fucked up. Usually it's like a 2 week delay, right? All of these fucking appointments have been rescheduled for like October and November. And they've just been fucking flooded. And usually I don't let the VA get to me. Like I watched my dad fucking deal with it for 20 years, so I knew what to expect going in. So I've been fucked over a lot. Always usually just like brush it off, keep my cool because there's nothing I can fucking do about it. It is what it is. But these past couple ones just constantly getting phone calls of, oh, they're not going to be in the office. Oh, they took that day off. Oh, like, we got to fucking reschedule. It's been fucking pissing me off. And especially, like this last one with my psych appointment, motherfucker didn't refill my prescriptions when they rescheduled my appointment and tried to fucking gaslight me. They're like, "Oh, yeah, no, we talked about it. We put those in." And I was like, "No, obviously you didn't." And I remember the phone call that we had. We didn't talk about my prescriptions. So past like week was rough waiting for those to get delivered because I wasn't fucking sleeping. I was going through withdrawals. Like it was it was fucking rough past week. Because it just sucked, honestly. That's why I don't have much, because I didn't fucking do anything. I couldn't.
Well, I'm glad you made it through last week, bud.
Yeah, I finally got my shit delivered yesterday and was actually able to sleep decently. So like I woke up and I was like, wow. Like I still feel like shit, but I feel better. So I was like, okay, cool. That was nice to actually be able to fucking sleep and just didn't realize I think that is how it is for a lot of guys when like you're on medications for so long, you don't really like think you see any effects. You're like, yeah, I just kind of take them because I'm supposed to until you stop fucking taking them against your will. And then it's like, oh shit, it actually does help.
Oh, damn, that pill does work.
Yeah. So that's been my week. That's what I was fucking dealing with. Jimmy, you got anything for us?
Oh, yeah. Where'd it go? Doo-doo-doo-doo. There it is.
I've got something to lead into your recap.
Okay.
Can we talk about how this is the second time you were late to a recording night because you were taking a nap?
Listen, I timed it around Gavin's text saying he was going to be late. I was like, all right, we're not starting until late. And so, like, I woke up,
I
just so
said
you
like
know.
15 fucking minutes. I'd be late, maybe 15 minutes.
I think you said 15 to 20, and he was banking
Well,
on
yeah.
20.
I set my alarm
He set his alarm.
for like 7:30.
Okay, that
And
one's not on me. Fuck you.
What
That ain't
time?
my fault.
Hang on a minute.
Like, oh,
No.
Gavin's gonna be 15 minutes late. Cool, I can take a 30-minute nap.
Oh, okay. I set my alarm for 7:43. And so, like, we normally
How does that make it better?
7:43? Who hurt you? What the fuck?
I set my alarm for 7:43. And the reason why I did it that way is because I was giving myself a 2-hour nap because it was 5:43 when I set it. And I woke up and Gavin was like, I'm going to be 15 to 20 minutes late. I was like, well, fuck. 15 to 20 minutes late. We start at 8. If he's 15 to 20 minutes, we're talking 8:15, 8:20. I've got at least 15 minutes of sleep. So I set a timer. Or no. I set a timer for 25 minutes, which would have put it at about 8:15.
Yep.
Right. So it was perfect. It worked out perfect according to Gavin's time. And then Dino's calling me at 8:09. Dino's calling me at 8:09. And also, this is my timer was also going off. And I saw that did I miss your call? Oh, I had the ringer
Yeah.
off. Okay, I had
Yep.
the ringer off. I missed your call and I woke up to the timer going off, but I don't think the timer woke me up right away. And I think I slept through it for a minute, and then I saw that he called me. And I was like, "Shit, I gotta call him back." Um, I have to go find. I have to find my laptop charger. Hang on, because it's not plugged in, and it's gonna
All right.
die. I'm so sorry.
Just the two of
Oh,
us.
oh.
Did did the mic just go in his ass, and that's why he let out that moan?
Maybe.
Or
Look
well,
at Beads back there. Look at
yeah.
that distinguished gentleman. Yes, look at the way he's laying. Beads, I know you can hear me. Do a backflip. Do a gainer. I feel like we need to get that. Have you seen the T-Rex masks for dogs? We need to get a
Yeah,
small one for Beads. Or somebody 3D printed like a Batman helmet for their cat.
that's what I was thinking of. So we should do that
Uh-huh.
one because Beads is always fucking perched up there.
Yes, we need to do that.
It's awkward. I didn't even need to get up. My laptop charger was over here already. I just looked all over for it, and it's literally on the floor underneath my laptop. Jesus.
Ugh. But yeah,
Jesus.
all of
My brother in Christ.
whoa, you're drinking fucking Diet Pepsi and pineapple juice?
Straight out of the fucking carton and 2 liter. Like,
This
That's
is
how
why
I roll.
Ocean Spray never responded to us.
That's how I roll.
I'm gonna walk in there, step on his neck, shoot him in the head. Because that's just how I roll. It was a red versus blue reference for those of you old fucks out there.
mm,
But yeah, I wanted to bring that up because it tied into Gavin's recap, and I wanted to say that sleep is important, apparently, and you should do that when you can, but not on fucking podcast nights.
No, podcast nights are the best nights to take naps. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I was not doing good today mentally. I needed that nap. That nap saved me today. I had a horrible day in mentally. And yeah, and I definitely needed that fucking nap. Let me tell you. The
What's
fact that I came home and pounded some chicken Alfredo and then passed the fuck out was good. It was real good. Sorry, shrimp Alfredo.
okay.
Good. Yeah. Yep.
Sorry, I heard the word you said, but what I'm picturing is you having an absolute shit day, walking in, cutting a hole in a Tupperware full of shrimp Alfredo, fucking it, and then going to take a nap.
Pretty much.
All right. Hey, that plays.
This is the day that I literally grabbed the whole fucking Tupperware thing, which is glass. And I threw it in the microwave and I hit the timer for 2 minutes. And I just pulled it out and I just started eating it. I didn't stir it. I didn't make sure that it was all warm. Parts of it were cold, parts of it were warm. I just fucking ate it and then took a nap. Like I didn't give a fuck. Like I deserved cold food because fuck me. That's the mood I was in, you know? So I
Damn.
I had I
Who hurt you?
I ate that food and I passed the fuck out. It was
How big
glorious.
was this Tupperware? This glass Tupperware.
It's
So it's
not
not a Tupperware.
I mean, it was a big portion. It's like a bowl, like a normal bowl. But it was packed. It
but like
was
so like 4 servings.
maybe 2 or
Hey,
3,
good
yeah.
for you for cutting out the bullshit in your drinks though.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. As I have fucking
As he
Israel's
grabs the
finest
Diet
over here.
Pepsi.
Jesus.
Drinks it right out of the fucking bottle. Pepsi, also not a sponsor.
Thank God. Um, yeah. So this guy has been an asshole. Beads has just been something. I don't know if he's dying or what, but he is really, 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 really just amped things up behavior wise. And um one, he's been clingier than shit. So like if you're watching the video of this episode, you'll have seen a lot of cat hair and a lot of my headset getting flicked and a lot of my tail getting smacked in the face or my face getting smacked in his tail. I mean, you'll see me have a stroke. Um, you know, he's been he's been eating Maddie's hair. Like not I don't know where he's getting it. But he's been doing this thing lately. So Maddie's a germaphobe. Like not a really, really bad one, but she's definitely a germaphobe. And you can tell Beads has been eating her hair. I don't know if he's getting it off of her blankets or what, but he's going to take a shit in the litter box.
Oh no.
And he
Oh
gets out of the
no.
litter box and the shit'll be dangling from his asshole because because of her hair is in his intestines or whatever. And he'll like finally like he'll shake it out and it'll fall on the floor and stuff. So there's been cat turds on the floor lately because of the hair thing. He's
Did you
been
ever get
knocking over the
the
trash can, getting into the trash, like a dog. He's been stealing food from the kids off of their plates. Um, and he has been clingy, like will not leave us. Ooh, especially Maddie. He's been clinging towards Maddie like crazy, dude. Like you kick him off the bed, and not even a minute later, he's back on the bed trying to lay on top of her and waking her up and walking on her and stuff while she's sleeping and stuff. Like she loves Beads, but man, he's been driving her nuts lately. He's been so bad. I don't know
well
what his deal is.
well, you know that Bengals are the only like domesticated cat that actually have a mating season.
Well, that might be what he's trying to do. He might be trying to bed my lady, and that'd be good. um, so that's I didn't really think about that, but it explains why I've been getting so mad at him for how clingy he's been towards her. Because maybe subconsciously I'm picking up on that.
You just got to start peeing places to mark your territory.
Yeah,
You got to
I'm
go
gonna start
piss in his
shitting in
litter
his litter
box.
box. Yeah, yeah. I'll shit on the floor and blame it on Beads and Maddie's hair. Um,
God.
and we about 2 weeks ago we had something really sad at work happen. And I'm pretty bummed out about this. My buddy Steve, who is my favorite person in that place.
With the great ass.
With a
Steve had a great
great
ass
ass.
and a fat cock and just a wonderful personality, but also a really bad drinking problem. Steve was a recovering alcoholic and trying to get the best help that he could, and he was going to a lot of meetings and stuff. And I don't know, he started coming into work smelling like booze, and people were starting to notice, and he was still acting as if he was still going to meetings, and which he was, but he was acting like he was still sober and stuff like that, and he wasn't. And they caught on to it. And I don't know if he got fired. The text message that we got was interesting. Um, so I'm really hoping this had happened before, I guess, before I had started. And what they did is they sent him to rehab and they let him come back. And I'm hoping that they let him come back again, although I feel like they're not going to. Um, I love my job and I love my company. I won't say what company it is, but the owners of the company is a good guy, and they, I allegedly, I think what they're doing is I think they're keeping him on the books so that he can keep his health insurance while he goes through the rehab and he goes through everything. Like that's just the kind of guy the owner is. Um, and he might even be paying for the rehab. I don't know, but so he's not outright fired yet. So I'm really hoping that they let him come back, but I don't know. But yeah, man, watching somebody go through that struggle is really hard. That sucks a lot. And makes it even harder when the people are sneaky about it. You know, like I know that I have had several talks with him about being sober and having mental struggles. And I had even told him about our podcast and, what we're about, and told him, and I even told him at one point, I was like, listen, man, if there's ever a time where you're thinking about picking up a bottle, just call me. You know, I, I'll, you know, I'll make an effort to just come over or something, come hang out with you or talk on the phone or whatever. Whatever you want to do. If you want to go get food, we can go get food. If you don't want to get food, you want to just talk on the phone, we can talk on the phone. Whatever you want. He never did. He never did that. And but yeah, so that sucks. We had a lot of inside jokes at that place. Steve was the one that I was most comfortable with at that job. And so now when I like anything that went wrong, I always blamed Steve. And I still do that. And he's not here. he's he's not here to defend it. So, but we we had a discrepancy in an item that was up in the racks, and with a straight face, I just look at my boss and I go, "Okay, listen, just hear me out." I go, "It might be." I was like, "But I don't think it is a coincidence at all that we haven't even looked at these items up in the shelf since back when Steve still worked here. So I think he might have fucked this up before he left." And
Jesus fuck.
it's just something I always did. Anything that went wrong, I would always blame Steve. Like, and I was not the only one who did it. It's just kind of a running joke. So I kind of keep that alive, and that would make them laugh. And if I was ever struggling with something, like if I'm working on something and a bolt is stuck or something like that, or Steve would always ask, and he would come up and he goes, "Do you want me to come on it?" And that was like one of the things that he would say. So when I'm working on something and I'll be like, God, I fucking wish Steve is here. They go, "You miss it?" And I go, "No, I need his cum." People look at me and go, "What?" And then I'll have to tell them about that inside joke. But I do miss him a lot. So that really sucks. Um and yeah. Um I was glad that I at least, at the very least, got to say kind of goodbye to him. Uh, Unfortunately, he was intoxicated when I talked to him, but he wasn't. I don't think he was drunk. But then again, you never know with an alcoholic. 'Cause functioning alcoholics are wild. You never know. So, um, but yeah, that sucks. But on the bright side, the weather's been really nice. So I've been able to kind of whenever I'm like mentally struggling with shit, I like to kind of like pick up my hobbies and use those as an outlet. And the weather has been nice. And so I've been grilling more. Like I've been playing with the grills and getting to use them, which is and the best part too is like back when I used my grills as a coping mechanism for all my struggles that I had in my life. I was married to a vegetarian. So like I was cooking for me and the kids. But now, as cooking as a hobby and not really as a coping mechanism, having somebody who will actually eat what I make and then like hype it up and tell me like, because I remember like a few weeks ago I made something and I said, yeah, your boyfriend used to grill a lot. And she was like, my boyfriend's going to continue to grill a lot because this is amazing. So that kind of like revived it a little bit, but in a good way. I'm cooking for the right reasons now, I guess you could say, and it's awesome. Like, just in the past week, I smoked salmon, I smoked a chicken, I grilled burgers. Um, I've been playing with the sous vide a little bit and then searing it on the grill after that and stuff like that.
Not
Um,
setting it to 240
I've
degrees.
been boiling shit. I've been experimenting with boiling water. Um, but yeah, dude, the chicken was amazing. The smoked chicken. My smoked salmon looked amazing, but honestly, that one wasn't my best. I got to figure that out. I know where I went wrong, but I I think I was trying too hard to multitask. So my favorite way to cook is on a charcoal grill, and it just takes more. You have to babysit it a little more. You have to. It's more hands on. It's more. It's more involved than using, your smoker, like your pellet smoker, which I have both. And two things happened that went wrong when I was smoking the salmon. I got the coals lit and going and strong and everything, and I put them in, and I tried to choke the coals out. And I had gotten home late from work and then had to shower, and then Maddie had to leave for a little bit. And while she left, I tried to tidy up some things while I was choking the coals out. And I choked them out too much with the salmon. The salmon was on the grill already, but I choked the coals out too much. And it went down to like 150 degrees. So getting coals to go back up in temperature after choking them out like that is time consuming, to say the least. So it was I dried the salmon out a little bit. I didn't overcook it, but I dried it out a little bit. And it just it wasn't my best. And then I found out that I might need a new grill because I parts of it rusted off and I didn't know. So like at the bottom of a charcoal grill, you've got a close valve, and a close valve has like a three blades that cover holes and stuff as you spin it. Well, two of the wings broke off, just completely rusted to where I could crumple it up in my hands. So that sucks. And I'm trying to look, and it's so full of ash and shit. I can't even tell if I can remove it and put a new one on because the rest of the grill is okay. But I've had this grill for like 8 years. maybe even longer, to be honest. And and so I might need to get a new one of those. My pellet smoker's on its way out too, which sucks. So I'm getting kind of double whammied. Uh, my cousin asked me if I wanted his old griddle. It's like a black. I think it's a charbroiler though, but it's basically a Blackstone variant. I told
Nice.
him yeah, but it wouldn't fit in the Jeep, so that sucked. But I'll show you the grill that I'm looking at now. Um, and I think this will be cool because pellet smokers are cool, but they're not my favorite way to cook at all. Um, my favorite is charcoal and just stuff that takes actual like effort. Um,
That's fair.
Yeah.
so I found the Santa Maria grill at Home Depot that I can
Oh
actually cook
hell
with
yeah.
fire, which is something that I've been really wanting to do for a long time. So I could use charcoal if I wanted to, or I can cook over a live fire, which I really want to do. And I think this would be badass. And for this price, it's really cheap for what it is. Because if you start looking at Santa Maria grills, um, shit caps on that. Like the next one's $1,800,
Jesus.
1,400
God damn.
bucks. You know what I mean? Like 850
Yeah.
bucks, 1,500 bucks, 2,800 bucks. They're not cheap. So when I saw one for 500 bucks, I'm like, hell yeah, dude. That's my next grill. Because a pellet smoker is going to be 600 bucks. You know, if you're going to get a decent sized one, if you're going to get a smaller one, it's going to be about 400 bucks. But yeah, no. So I'm excited. I already told Maddie I was like, I'm getting this grill, and she's like, hey, so she's all about it.
I mean, Father's
Um,
Day is right around the corner.
that's
It is.
true. That is true. So I might as well get the $1,700 one.
I was gonna say get the $2,800 one.
Hey,
America's 250th birthday right around the corner
oh
too. You
my
put
Yeah,
some
you gotta
god,
respect on
fucking
yeah.
that,
haul
bro.
out.
Fuck yeah, dude. So I'm excited about that. Um, where did my and then I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw that my archery shop has a new service that they're doing that I am really stoked for. And I'm gonna go and take advantage of this. They do custom tape printing where you go in and they chrono your bow and everything like that, and they will make a custom sight tape for your single pin instead of like because my tape doesn't match my pin. And I just didn't feel like doing because I got a bunch of customs or not custom. It came with a book full of fucking tapes, and I didn't feel like getting into them and going, okay, well, this tape would probably work for me, and then putting that on. But the fact that they can set your shit and your arrow weight and all that and calculate it and then print you a fucking tape and it's on, I'm gonna go do that 100%. Um,
Yeah.
because right now I think my zero is 20. My 5 is 20. Like, I gotta remember, like, I always have to go out preseason and remember what my numbers are. Okay, if you wanna shoot 20, it's at 0. If you wanna shoot 30, it's at 10, you know, or whatever. Um, so the fact that I won't have to do that this season, but I really need to get my bow out. It's June, and I haven't touched my bow yet.
Same.
Um,
Yeah.
I absolutely need to get my bow out. I really wish that I had people that live by me that I could shoot with because to me, it's more fun to shoot with people. Shooting by yourself is fun, but shooting by yourself is fun when you have somewhere to shoot. But shooting by yourself when you have to drive somewhere to shoot, it becomes more of a chore and it sucks because then you got to go set up and you're just setting up and then you got to like What are people like? Because I'm by like a bunch of state land and shit. So there's always hikers and people and shit. I have to keep an eye on that. Like I have that in the back of my head. Like, what are they gonna think when they see me walking by with a target? Am I gonna have to deal with an asshole? Am I, you know what I mean? Like that's always in the back of my mind. Like,
Yeah.
well, it's not even worth it. And I psych myself out before I even walk out the door. Um,
Yep.
so, uh, but yeah, um, I'm gonna go do that for sure. I don't even care how much it is. It's probably not a lot, but I'm excited. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to go shoot my bow. I just gotta pick a day.
I'm excited for you to start recording your cooking adventures so we can make some content out of it.
Same.
You know, the only problem with cooking, with filming my cooking adventures, is I'm always self conscious about the house, about my kitchen, about my counters and shit like that. Like, I have a house full of kids. Um,
Yeah.
my kitchen is
Yep.
always like back when I used to do the Grill Master Jimbo on Instagram. Um, every once in a while, if I forgot to aim the camera a certain way, or if I took the picture in a certain location, people would be like, "Oh, look how messy your stove is," or "Oh, look at that, look how messy your counter is," or "Why is that on your counter?" and shit like that. Like, just fucking like, bro, look at the food I made. Like, fuck's sake. I'm cooking for my family. I have a house full of kids. This is like, I live in this house. Like, I'm not in a studio kitchen. I fucking live here. Like, I've got shit on my counter because I live here. Like, fuck you, you know?
You just have to open the video
Yep.
with that.
So I definitely that and filming when I'm cooking with the kids in the background, like just hearing a lot of kids and shit. Like it's, I don't know, like the vibes got to be right for me to whip the camera out. So I'm hoping that I can get some content for you guys. But Maddie's moving in a couple weeks here. Honestly, in 18 days she graduates, so she's moving in like basically 2 weeks. So
Hell, dude.
this
Shit.
house is gonna be full of
Nice.
kids like at all times. So we'll see. I'll try my best. But cooking content would be sick. I want to do a sous vide video. Um, I think it would be cool if we could pick up a cooking sponsor of some sort. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't know. Well,
Wait, no, that means I have to do another ad read.
yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
Yes, you
hate
do.
that
Sorry.
you
Let
pussed
me.
out and you did a pre-recorded ad read.
Right.
I hate that shit. I cringe at every beginning of episode. I go, he's
Well, it's
pussy.
because I had a fucking stupid pause in there that I didn't give enough of a fuck at the time to fix, and now I magically do all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We you know what I want to do? I'll tell you off air actually. I have an idea.
Okay.
I think it'd be cool.
Very well.
Um, but I want to talk to you guys about something that's going on in my life right now that I think will make for good content, but at the same time, ouch, ouch, ouch. I have cat nails in the back of my scalp. You can't see it, but he's full on extended cat nails into my scalp. Ow. Stop it. Beads the asshole. So I grew up with my cousins, and so my boat was owned by my uncle. It's my uncle's boat, and I have the boat. And my uncle had 3 daughters. Uh, there was Sarah, Shelley, and Carrie. Sarah was the youngest. Shelley was the middle child. Carrie was the oldest. And I grew up with them. I think Shelly's 48. Carrie was 65. And Sarah would have been in her 40s. And where they grew up, there wasn't a whole lot of fun stuff to do. And a lot of people out that way found themselves partying a lot and falling into the drug scene. And Sarah fell into the drug scene. And in turn, she was best friends with her older sister, Carrie, who then got into the drug scene. And it turned into a heroin addiction for both of them. And the middle sister, Shelly, is mentally handicapped. She's 48 years old, but she's got the mind of a child. So can't live on her own, can't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know exactly what she's got, but she's mentally handicapped. Um, Carrie, the oldest sister, just died last week. Sarah died about 9 years ago. And Sarah was probably one of my favorite human beings on this earth. And as a little boy, Carrie was my favorite aunt. But Sarah died 9 years ago, and something didn't sit right with me about her death. And basically what had happened is that my cousins went to go pick some stuff up. They picked it up. They went into a mire. And they shot up in the bathroom. And they both passed out. One of them overdosed, one of them didn't. And it was weird. It was weird how that happened. And I don't believe in ghosts, but Sarah most certainly did. Like Sarah was all about ghosts and hauntings and talking to spirits and all about that shit. Like if there was one thing that she was 110% about, it was that. And I remember the night that Sarah died, Sarah had talked to me in my sleep. We were in all white. All the background was all white. It was like we were standing in a void, and she's standing in front of me. And she said, "She killed me." And I go, "Who killed you?" "My sister." And she had told me that there was something in her drugs and that it killed her, and that the reason why it happened is because she wanted to own the house. So when my uncle died, the house got split into 3. Third went to Sarah, third went to Carrie, third went to Shelly. Shelly's mentally handicapped, so whoever taking care of Shelly more or less gets third. You know what I mean? So I didn't know what to do with that information. But in the state of Michigan, you can pay $50 and you can pull the results of anybody's autopsy for the price of $50. And Sarah's autopsy showed that she overdosed on fentanyl. Her heroin was laced with fentanyl. So if Sarah and Carrie went to go pick up together, why did Sarah's have fentanyl in it and Carrie's didn't? It doesn't make sense. So I call our other cousin to let her know. And this is before I pulled the fentanyl results, because it took me some time to get this results. But when Sarah died, our family had kind of dispersed into multiple families, and we didn't all talk. Sarah was the glue, which is what sucks. Sarah was the glue that held a lot together. So when she died, the glue came undone, and a lot of people stopped talking to each other. And so I called a cousin that was just as close to Sarah as I was, but me and her weren't really that close. But I figured I'd call her and let her know, hey, Sarah died. And so we were talking, and immediately it didn't sit well in her head, and her gears start turning on the phone. She's like, that doesn't make sense. She goes, she's like, I overheard an argument one time. She was like, a lot of it was muffled because they were in the bathroom, which in the bathroom is where they always shot up. They would lock themselves in the bathroom for an hour or two. That's where they would do that. And what sucks is I was in the house for that, and I didn't know that was what was going on. I was I was like 10. I had no idea that that's what was taking place in there. And she told me that she had overheard more or less Sarah didn't have any money. So Sarah couldn't buy any more H. And they were fighting about the ownership of the house. And Carrie basically told Sarah, allegedly, that if she doesn't sign her portion of the house over to Carrie, that Sarah was going to be cut off. So all of a sudden, somehow, Carrie ended up with 2 portions of the house. And Carrie let her husband move in, who she had moved out of because he was an abusive piece of shit, allegedly. And he had moved in. My uncle hated this man. He took possession of all of my uncle's stuff. When my uncle died, I was promised an SKS. I never got to see it because as soon as he got in that house, he took it along with every other gun my uncle had, and he locked it up in his safe, and he was like, this is mine now. Everything that was my uncle's was his. With the exception of the boat. The boat he didn't care about because he didn't fish and everything like that, and he didn't know how to fix it or anything, so they just let that go to shit. So my cousin Ryan bought it for $1 because that was something that we did in our family. Why sell? You don't give anything away when you can make $1 off of it, was something that my uncle used to say. So Ryan came in, he was like, I want that boat, here's $1. This is what your dad would have wanted. And they were like, yeah, no problem, because it was just sitting out there. No tarp, no nothing, full of snow and shit like that. They got it out of there. They fixed it up. I ended up getting the boat years later, which is cool. But anyway, Carrie died last week. And so that left Shelly in the house with Carrie's husband. And Carrie's husband is a real piece of work. Carrie had a heart attack in the hospital. She was going through cancer treatment. And when he found out that she was going to die, he left. He let her die. He left Shelly at the hospital, and Carrie died alone. And, which if I'm going to be entirely honest, I don't feel one way or another about the whole situation because of what Sarah told me in my sleep. And then it ended up checking out. On the day of Sarah's funeral, I hadn't talked to Carrie since Sarah died. And I told my mom, I was like, the day Sarah died, Carrie died too. I go, I'm sorry, but I can't look her in the eye. I can't prove that she did it. But the fact that I ended up finding out things that ended up being true because somebody told me in my sleep, there's no way that I would have been able to figure that out on my own. And then I go to look into it, and it was true. So I do believe that happened. But anyway, so now that since we know what kind of person that man is, we immediately file a complaint with the Adult Protective Services. And they took action fast. Like within an hour fast. It went from making the complaint to them calling back, hey, we're on our way, meet us there so you can get her out of the house. So my mom took my cousin Shelly, and Shelly is staying with my mom now. And Shelly told me and my mom that when she would get in trouble, she would get locked in the basement for a week. The basement in that house is probably the scariest fucking basement I've ever seen in my life. There might be one light down there. It's not finished. There's not furniture. It's just shit. Like there's just shit down there. Nothing comfortable about that room at all. I am 34 years old and I am afraid of that basement. And he would lock her down there for a goddamn week. Which makes my blood boil. He'd lock her in her room for something. She's got a stim that she does where she clears her throat. It's loud, it's unpleasant, and she does it a lot, but it's one of her stims that she does. She does that. She would get in trouble for that. It's not something she can control. And she would get in trouble for that. We don't know to what extent. I know her food got locked up. I know she was locked out of the fridge. I know that the money that came from the state towards her and stuff, he took immediately, and he'd cash it and put it in a safe and stuff like that. He took control of it. And he would tell her awful things. She had told me about how he told her that she should put a bag over her head and kill herself and stuff like that. So that's been going on last week for me, is dealing with that and hearing all the stories that she has, and then finding out things about my cousin Carrie, which are unsettling as well. Things like I said, I haven't talked to them for like 9 years. And then with me being part of the other podcast, they were using that to keep an eye on me and to keep tabs on me to see what I'm up to and stuff like that. And making comments like, oh, he got fat. Look at him. Look at it. Look how fat he got. He just looks like shit. Oh, look at his ugly ass girlfriend that he's got. Like, just making hateful comments, which is crazy to me because I didn't do anything wrong to Carrie. I only stopped talking to her. I never said anything mean. I kept my comments to myself because I couldn't prove what I thought. So I had never vocally expressed it with her or anything, or her family or anybody that would even have talked to her. She assumed that I blamed her because I just stopped talking to her. But then to find out that she was making hateful comments, and then she was telling our cousin Shelly, she was trying to make our cousin Shelly afraid of us, because in their mind, they were always afraid that one day we would try to take Shelly away, which we never tried, ever. We always assumed that she was okay over there because we thought her sister was taking care of her. It wasn't until her sister died that we stepped in, and then we found out all these things that she's making comments. If you go and live with them, they're just going to take your money and make you live somewhere else. And they're going to take all your stuff away and give it to their little, I have a 21-year-old brother. His name is Daniel. They're just going to take all your things away and give them to Daniel. Like, they would just just say all this weird shit to her and stuff to make her like not want to call us and make her not want to talk to us and stuff. And they took the phone away from her. She wasn't allowed to call us anyway. But if they went outside to do or whatever and she was able to get the phone or whatever, sometimes she would sneak and grab the phone, and that's what they were afraid of. So they would tell her all these awful things about us to make her not want to call us. But man, let me tell you how thankful I am that we were able to get her out of that house because the things when I when I think of her locked in that basement, man, I just like I was so mad to just thinking about her getting locked in this fucking basement, dude. Like, oh my god, dude. Like it makes me mad thinking about it now. She's safe now. Thank fucking Christ. But Jesus Christ, man. Nuts. Sorry that took so long, but that was uh that was my week last week. Was dealing with all that shit.
No, man, that's a lot. And yeah, I don't think there's any sane, rational human adult that probably wouldn't go down that same rabbit hole that you did. 'Cause there's bad people, and then there are evil people. And I feel like the human being that you just described is not a bad person. That's an evil fucking person. And I'm of the opinion, and I solely am of the opinion, I won't speak for you guys, that evil people, they don't deserve to go to prison for the rest of their lives. They deserve the most excruciating death that you could dream up. Like a wood chipper is too good a death for someone like that.
It's nuts too, because like I don't understand like where this man said things about me, said things about my mom. You know, I had never when I grew up as a kid, I was naive, and he I think he worked at Meyer for a while, but he hasn't worked in like 20 years. He hasn't
He
done shit. He
sounds like a
hasn't
real
done
fucking winner.
he hasn't done shit with his life, but sit at home and watch Fox News. And like he was just weird, man. Like like I remember when I was a kid, high schoolish, my cousin Carrie had decided that she was moving out and she wasn't going to live with him anymore. And so she got her two sisters, Sarah and Shelly, and my mom to help her pack up, but they were afraid of him. They didn't know what he would do. So they had me go too. And so their job was to pack stuff up. My job was to keep an eye on him. And in my mind, I was like, he's not going to do anything. He wouldn't do that because I was naive. But I remember, like, I was like, at this point in my life, like, I was excited to see the guy. I was always nice to him. He was quiet. Like, he made fishing jigs for some reason. He wasn't, like I said, he didn't fish or go out on the boat or anything like that, but he made fishing jigs. I thought that was cool. He had an Xbox when the Xbox came out and he had Halo 2 and stuff like that. Like, I thought that was cool. So, like, I always tried to talk to the guy, but the guy was just weird. Like, I remember it was Obama's first term when she decided to move out. And it's my first time talking to him in years. And we walk in and I go, "Hey man, how are you?" "Oh, I'd be doing a lot better if fucking somebody would come and kill Obama." It was like the first thing that he said. And I'm like, that's a really like what am I I'm a kid. Like what am I supposed to say to that? Like who the fuck like why is that the first thing that comes to your mind? And he doesn't even break away from the TV. We don't have a conversation or anything. Like I'd try to have a conversation with him about something else, and he would just sit there and That was it. He was just weird, man. But then I found out that he was abusive, and that found out recently, like within the last week. We found out. So what had happened was is we had talked to a friend of Carrie's. When Carrie died, she was friends with somebody who reached out to my mom and was like, she was telling me about how she said Carrie told me about how could hit her and choke her and all this stuff, and how she's afraid that she's mistreating Shelly and stuff. And that's why we called Adult Protective Services immediately, as we told them that. And then when we got Shelly in our possession, she started talking about this stuff and started like just forthright, man. Like didn't even like we couldn't get her to shut up. Like, I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it like she was bothering us. She was so willing to give us all the information. It was just like all day, like telling everybody, like finally, like she had a voice, like she could finally tell everybody what had been going on, man. And we fucking just hear everything. And it's just crazy, man. Like it just I don't understand what possesses somebody to be like that. Oh, but anyway, so he doesn't do anything with his life. Shelly gets money from the state, a pretty sizable amount. Like she is the reason why they were even able to live in the first place. They were just collecting her money and stuff. Why would you treat somebody like that when they're the reason why you're even able to do what you're doing, which isn't shit? Like you're living your lifestyle because of this woman. Like you don't have to work because you're taking care of this woman. Like, and you're going to treat her that way? You're going to tell her that she needs to kill herself? Somebody who doesn't understand why you're telling her that or anything? Like, it's just nuts to me, dude. Um, but yeah, crazy.
Well, I'm glad you got her out of there. Well, we
Yeah,
all got her out of
definitely.
there.
Me too, man. Me too. But have you guys ever had anything happen to you guys like that ghost story?
Like teetering on like a premonition type deal.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is my dad's side of the family is pretty close. And I don't know about anybody else, but I know my dad has this feeling, and I do too. That like whenever something happens to somebody in our family, whenever somebody dies, whenever somebody's like seriously sick or something like that, we can like physically feel it. I can't really describe it. It kind of just feels like a weight being placed on my chest.
Yeah.
But like both with my great grandmother and my grandfather, when they both died, I immediately it would be like an hour and a half, 2 hours before I get a phone call. But I immediately like something would feel off. I'm like, okay, something happened, like something's wrong. And then I'd get a call from like my dad. And they'd be like, okay, so and so died. I was like, well, fuck, like I knew it.
It's crazy you should mention that because that was like the way we had found out that Carrie had died was not normal in the sense of he didn't do the right thing. He didn't make calls or anything like that.
Yeah.
She died and he made a post on her Facebook saying Carrie died this morning of a heart attack related to this. And that was all it said. And she wasn't friends with my mom on Facebook. So other family members had seen that post and then called my mom because my mom used to be really, really close with Carrie. Like they were best friends their whole life up until the Sarah thing. And then they stopped talking, but every once in a while they would talk to kind of catch up and stuff like that. I couldn't do it. I told my mom, I was like, I don't know why you do it. Like, just wash your hands of it. And she couldn't. But that day, like, my cousin Bobby texted me. He's like, hey, man, did Carrie die? He's like, can you ask your mom? And that's how I found out. I was like, "Oh, shit." So I called my mom, and my mom was already upset, and I was like, "Are you upset over Carrie?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "What happened?" She goes, "I don't know." She's like, she's and she had made she had made a comment. She's like, "You know what? Today sucked." She's like, "I woke up today, bad mood, nothing felt right. Everything it just felt like a shit day, and I felt like something was wrong all day today." And then several hours after, like somewhere around noon is when I found out, and she found out at like 11:45. So it all kind of happened pretty quick. Um, that's when she found out. So it was kind of funny that well, not funny, but interesting that you mentioned that, because my mom had basically said the same thing, that she felt like something was off about the day, and then found out that that happened. So maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something to that.
Maybe. I've never really, like, looked into it or anything like that. It's just always been just this weird thing that happens.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, did I talk about? I have another weird one that's kind of like my dream. Happens in my dreams, I've noticed. I've had two other ones. I don't. I'm. The other one's slipping right now, but I remember one of them. I don't think she was older than you, so I don't think you knew this girl. But her name was Miranda Balsas, and she had went to school with us, and I had known her since elementary school. And then I stopped seeing her in. I had stopped. Like, I don't know if she went to a different school. I don't know what happened, but I stopped seeing her like at some point. Years after we graduate, I just randomly think about this girl. I go, "Oh shit," because I had a dream about her the night before. And I don't know if you've ever, and it wasn't like I'll tell you the dream in a minute. But you know how like sometimes you think of like a random person from your past, and you're like, "Oh shit, I wonder what that person's up to." That was kind of what happened here. And so like I was never close with this girl. I was never really good friends with her. The only moment that we had is that one time we were standing in the gym doorway at OW Best, and I had gotten into an argument with this gay kid, and he was like snapping his fingers in my face and everything like that, and I didn't know what to do. I wasn't gonna hit the guy, and but he was like sassing me, dude. Like, and I don't remember what the argument was about or anything. But she came in front of me, and she started like sassing him back, and she like cut into him like so fiercely that he backed down. And that was the only cool moment that we had uh between us. But anyway, so I had a dream about her. We're sitting in the classroom. We're sitting in a classroom, and I was like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. Like, how are you? How have you been?" And she was like, "I'm doing really good." She's like, "I really turned my life around." She's like, "I stopped drinking and I stopped partying, and just things are looking really good for me. I'm doing really well now." I was like, "That's awesome. That's so good to hear." And then I woke up. Now, I never knew that this girl was a partier. I never knew that this girl was a drinker. I didn't know that about her. So it was weird that she told me that in her dream, right? So I have that moment the next day. I wake up like, "Oh my God, I wonder how she's doing." And I see rest in peace on her Facebook, bunch of people talking about rest in peace, rest in peace that. "Oh my God, you were so young," posts like that. So like I'm I'm a curious individual. When somebody passes away and it's not there in front of you for you to find out how, I do what I can to find out how. And she partied a little too hard one night and she died. I don't remember if it was that K2 spice shit that was going around, or it was either, and my memory is foggy, so I don't remember. She was also a diabetic and she could have drank too much too. It was either that or the spice thing. I don't remember, but it revolved around partying. So the dream was weird because she's like, "I'm doing really good. I quit partying and I turned my life around." And then I found out that she died from fucking basically partying. This is wild, dude.
Well, I mean, she did in fact stop partying though.
She did, and she's hopefully doing pretty well now, so we'll see. But that was a weird dream, dude.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything like that. I used to have a lot of fucked up dreams that ended up with me dying, but never, never anyone coming through to say, "Hey," from, whatever the great beyond is.
Yeah. I just I don't understand why, like, let's say like, I understand why Sarah woulda came to me in my dream to tell me that stuff, which I gotta admit, it bothers me to my core because Sarah was one of my favorite people in the world. Sarah's a huge reason why I have the sense of humor that I have, the personality that I have, the way I treat my cat comes from Sarah. The way me and my mom talk to each other comes from Sarah. The way if you've ever heard me on the other podcast, there's certain things that that side of the family does and finds funny, and we have certain stupid quirks and our sense of humor. That comes from that side of the family that Sarah was part of, because Sarah's mom was the aunt of my other cousins. So that's how they tie into that. And their mom had that sense of humor. So anyway, I understand why she would have came to me in that dream, but it bothers me a lot that I wasn't able to get her any sort of justice or anything because I can't just go into a police station and go, "Hey, I had a dream." They're gonna look at me and they're gonna go, "What the fuck you want me to do with that?" You know what I mean? And plus, like, how are they gonna find out that that the batch was intentionally messed with if that's what happened, you know?
Yep.
There's nothing there's unfortunately, like, there's nothing we can do. So but I don't understand why Miranda woulda came to me because we were never close. We were never friends, we had never dated, we had never come close to that at all, ever. We just went to school together, and every once in a while, maybe bumped into each other and shared a couple words, and that's it. So, why I had that dream, I don't know. Um, but I'm trying to remember the other one that's bothering me because I had another one that kinda fucked with me too, but I don't remember what that one is about. So, but yeah.
You know what's kinda funny is before you woke up from your nap and Gavin and I were talking about what the fuck we were gonna talk about tonight, I was looking through some of the we have a tab in our Google Doc that's titled "Bad Ideas We Should Talk About," and I'm kinda looking at some of the topics we still have, and a lot of them are, like, some pretty deep, heavy shit, and Gavin's like, "Nah, man, I'm not feeling a heavy episode tonight," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's fair. I'm really not either." And then you fucking woke up from your little beauty rest nap, and we had this fucking deep ass episode, Jimmy.
Well, luckily, it's
How
not like
is that deep?
luckily, it's not deep in the sense where you guys gotta dig into your shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just deep in the sense that I'm just telling you something fucked up that's going on and then talk about ghosts.
Yeah, and right,
Yep.
I'm glad that you brought that up and you feel like you can talk about that with us and we have this venue to check in and have these conversations.
This,
So,
Yeah. That's the
this
point of it.
topic this topic of can you guys track your ups and downs though, that's gonna be that's gonna tie into mental health pretty big. So whenever we do break into that one's going to be a deeper one because that's going to basically be opening up with my, and which will give you guys an opportunity to open up. So I see it going deep because I'm going to open
Yeah.
up with when we do finally break into that can of worms. Like I'm going to open up about like my mental health struggles and shit. So like I think that'll be a deep one when we finally talk about that.
We're
Or
just playing in.
we can just pack it down deep inside and never talk about it ever again. We can do that too.
Be a man.
Yeah.
Shit your own pants. Be a
Be a
man.
man. Lick the dog's ass. Be a man.
Whoa. Whoa. Pull that cat turd out of Beads' ass with your bare hand. Be a man.
Yeah, Maddie, be a man.
So when Beads has a cliffhanger, does he ever jump out of the litter box and it smacks him in the ass and it
Yes.
freaks him out?
Yes. Takes off running. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
So he does two things. So the hair thing happens, and he this cat, man. I love this cat so much, but motherfucker, dude. I think I've talked about this on the show. Like another thing that he does that is just fucking annoying is he eats the handles off of grocery bags.
Yep.
And the reason why he does it is because they coat to make grocery bags separate from one another easily. They coat them with fish oil, and so that makes them appealing for cats. So Beads will chew on the handles and eat them, just the handles for some reason, and he can't digest them. So sometimes, if you're lucky, he'll shit out a shiny plastic wrapped turd. And it basically just that's if you're lucky, but most of the time you'll see him just start walking and going until he fucking pukes it up, and it's just a big fucking wad of plastic and fucking gross shit all over the floor because this asshole eats bag handles, and it's always at night. You can always hear it. Like I had to yell at Maddie one time because she had brought a bunch of stuff over from her house and put it on her dresser. It was all like grocery bags. Jesus. And you see her in the middle of the night, and I go, God damn it, Beads! Like, I know he's chewing on a bag. And but yes, he most certainly has shit and had shit dangle from either hairs or plastic. And sometimes you have to chase him, catch him, pin him down, and use a paper towel and pull the turd the rest of the way out of his asshole. Or sometimes it just falls out on the floor while he's running, and then you got to pick it up and wash the floor, obviously. But yeah, it's great. It's
All these things you just described are why I don't have cats.
But dude,
It's got nothing to do with the fact that everyone in my house is allergic to cats. Nothing to do with that.
Fair.
Listen, there's that which sucks about having a cat, and the fact that you have to change their litter box sucks about having a cat, right? But having dogs sucks too. Because having a dog,
just in a different way,
you have to clean up their shit in your backyard, or you're going to step in it. You're going to slip in it. Your backyard's going to stink. You're going to attract a fucking fuck ton of flies. Your kids are going to step in it. It's going to get in your shoes. If you're not careful, you're going to track it in your house. Dogs also like to do this thing where they like to rub their asshole on the carpets. Like, like, but the best thing about having a cat that you cannot do with a dog is if I'm during deer camp when I got to go, I can just go. I don't have to call anybody and go, hey, can you watch the cat? can you take the dogs? Because if you don't take the dog, they're gonna shit all over the house and eat stuff and tear it up. Like, my cat will shit in a bucket, eat his food reserves, and wish I was home, and that's it. I come home, the house isn't trashed. I got a cat that missed the fuck out of me, and that's it. You know, like, I heavily prefer having a cat over having a dog. Because it's just they're lower maintenance.
It's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
hang on. Apparently, I locked the door because I'm afraid of Al Qaeda.
I was gonna say we need to wrap this up anyways.
Yeah, I think we're just about there.
Buddy, we are there.
This has been an interesting episode.
Yeah.
As soon as Jimmy gets back, we'll do our sign-offs. All right.
Yeah,
Jimmy, you got any saved rounds or alibis? Final thoughts?
let me see this real quick. Yeah. I didn't do that. That was not me. Oh, okay. Maddie just handed me her cap that she just made for her cap and gown. Pretty cool. Pretty sweet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't wait to wear it. I'm gonna wear it on your graduation day. Just be your biggest supporter. She's looking at me weird. She doesn't think I'm funny. She's so over my shit, dude. No, I don't really. uh, I'm excited to see where we're not gonna. So everything that we found out about my cousin, we're not gonna take it laying down. Everything that he's done, everything that he's taken, we're he's living cozy in that house. That we're not gonna let that fly.
All of
So
these things alleged, by the way.
we got
Yeah.
lawyers. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to that. And I believe things are gonna go good with that. So that's all I got. So I just wanted to kind of say
Oh,
that
yeah.
just so people don't realize that I'm gonna tell you all these awful things and have people go, are they even gonna do anything about it? The answer is yes. But yeah, that's what I got.
Gavin, what do you got, buddy?
Just don't be an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty fitting for tonight's episode.
Oh yeah.
Drink more Pepsi.
Drink more Pepsi. Drink your Ovaltine.
More Ovaltine, please.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Wow. This sure was an episode.
Yep.
It sure was. So this is your weekly reminder to reach out to the dudes, the goons, the folks, the guys, the gals that you went through the suck with. Don't wait until they come hang out with you in a dream. Because that doesn't sound like fun. That's never happened to me, but it doesn't sound like fun. Jimmy, save it for next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it down, and then you guys are gonna wonder why the fuck I didn't bring this up.
Yeah. But anyways, for Jimmy, for Gavin, I'm Mike. This has been another episode of the Three Damn Dudes podcast. We appreciate you guys, and you know what? Just for old time's sake, thanks for showing up. Okay, love you. Bye.